Dustin here, financial advisor with Jazz Wealth, and today I don't really come to you with very good news. If you have a pension, whether it's a government pension or a corporate pension, we've got some talking about this to do. Recently, the government passed their new spending bill, and while the focus was on the wall and the dreamers and all that stuff that makes media headlines, what they didn't talk about is that they put in some money to bail out the pension programs because they're basically broke. Right? They don't have enough money to pay you your pension, which you paid into. So how's that legal? How's that right? Well, let's talk about it. First, what is a pension? Let me keep it short. Basically, a pension is when you work for a company, you put in a little money, they put in a little bit of money, and it goes into a big pot. And the idea is that everybody's going to draw from this pot at some point. Well, when you retire, because you put some money in and they put some money in, you're supposed to get a fixed amount for the rest of your life as sort of a thanks for working for this company, right? Now, how long you've been at the company may depend on what that pension amount is, but that's how it works. That was how everything worked prior to the 401k. Luckily, somebody thought ahead and said, hey, wait a minute, we can't do it like this. There's not enough money to fund people by doing pensions. The system is broke. So they came up with the 401k, and ever since the 401k came out, that's pretty much the way companies have done things. They've said basically, it's up to you. If you want to save for retirement, you put some money in, maybe we'll kick in some money, but how you manage it, how you spend it is all your money. Thank goodness, because that makes sense. Pensions do not make sense, and unfortunately, they're currently broke. The government pensions have a $7 trillion spending gap. So we're now using the T word more and more often. Well, corporate pensions are short by $500 billion. What happened to the money? You put some money in, they put some money in, poof, where did it go? There are currently 1,400 pension plans out there. 350 of them are broke. The rest of them say they have no more than 10 years left before they go under. They cannot provide this money to you as a pension plan. Do you have a pension? If you're in one of those 350, you're going to be getting some news soon that tells you, sorry, we lost your money, don't know what to say. If you're in the other group, you're about to get a letter that says, sorry, we're short. We know you put the money in. Sorry about it. We kind of spent the money. Ridiculous. So what happens? Well, when banks go broke, their FDIC chimes in and they insure the customer deposits. So back in 2008, 9, 10, and 11, there were a lot of banks that went under. The FDIC came in, made customers whole up to the insurable amount, and that's great. Well, in the pension world, there is a different sort of group. It's called the PBGC, Pension Benefit Guarantee Corporation, which is sort of ironic considering they're not guaranteeing anything. But the idea is when a pension goes bankrupt, let's say it's yours, you're watching now, they can't fund your pension anymore, they're supposed to step in. The PBGC is supposed to step in and make you whole. Here's the problem though. The PBGC says, well, we have $108 billion on the books. Problem is our total payment exposure is $250 billion. And so therefore, in the next 7 years, we will no longer be able to say we can insure everybody against a pension bankruptcy. Again, how did this happen? The PBGC takes in money from the pension companies and uses that to make sure they can insure everybody else. It's just like the FDIC. It's just like PMI insurance. You remember that debacle? It's just like that. It's the exact same thing. The biggest problem and the real catastrophe that's about to happen, again, I don't mean to get you nervous here or anything, but your pension plan needs about 8% returns yearly, not average, yearly, in order to support the pension plans. So let's think about this. The bond market is not returning that kind of money. That's where the safety's at. The stock market, oh, look at all these returns in the stock market. How risky, but bigger returns. Well, pension plans are actually moving more and more into the stock market. That's horrible because if the stock market falls, kind of like it's currently doing, pension plans are going to have an even wider gap between what they have and what they're supposed to pay out. Do you have a California public pension plan? Well, remember back in early February 2018 when the stock market had a wild couple of days, that pension plan lost 10% in 7 days. I forget the actual number. but that was $18.5 billion that they lost in that time frame. Why? Because they needed 8% on average to fund their pension plan, and the bond market, safety, wasn't giving it to them, so they went into the stock market. The stock market went crazy and fell quickly. California's in real trouble. This is one of the reasons why I say you always take advantage and take control of your retirement. Don't let anybody else tell you, you'll be fine in retirement, we'll take care of you, take our annuity, take our pension, take whatever. You take your plan. You focus on what you can do. If you control it, if you own it, you contribute to it, and you invest it, then nobody can take that from you. You don't have to rely on anybody, and you maintain all the control. I hate to say it, but more and more, I'm going to be making videos on this because every day when I look at the news that comes out with pension plans, it looks horrible. It is scary. The gap between what they have and what they're supposed to pay is getting wider and wider, and now the government is stepping in to try to bail these companies out. I hate it. I don't like the sound of that, so be sure that you control your investments. If you need help with that, go to jazzwealth.com. We can help you set up any retirement account that you control, that nobody can take from you. So if that seems like something you want to work with, or you want to transfer an account to Jazz Wealth, happy to help you. That's what we're here for. In the meantime, here's 2 other videos that you may like. This one down here at the bottom is my personal favorite. It shows you how you can take $72 a week and turn it into a nice investment return when you retire without contributing so much money. So I hope you enjoy. Thanks again. Subscribe if you get a moment, and we'll talk to you real soon.